Hello, guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. We're back for the KNEEJERK stream. For game week 7, double game week 7, we're going to discuss everything. It's been a mad game week, so there's a lot to talk about and discuss, major talking points, controversy. This game week had it all, and we're going to break it down with Jordan in the next hour. But yeah, how you been? How's your weekend? And you well?
Yeah, I'm very well. It's been in terms of football, eventful. There's a lot of shocks, a few controversies during this game week, but yeah, we're here to break it down bit by bit of what's happened to our teams and obviously what's happened to the rest of the football that has undergone in game week 7.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to break it down, but look, let's start it off with how game week 7 has gone for me so far, double game week 7, and it's just been a shambles, if I'm being honest. It's not gone well at all. We'll come on to why. It's just been an absolute disaster. And I'm not even punching, no punches, basically taking no punches. It's just been a shocking game week. Where do we start, guys? Pickford in goal. I've had enough of Pickford right now. Honestly, I've still got him in my team, and yeah, it's just been a nightmare owning Pickford. I actually thought, he's got Luton at home. It was at home, wasn't it?
Yes, I think so. Yeah,
Luton at home. I thought, Pickford might get a clean sheet. He might just get one this week, first clean sheet. But you know what? Everton go and lose 2-1 to Luton, and yeah, there's not much to say on that. I didn't watch the game. It's just shocking, really, that Pickford, doesn't keep a clean sheet. But so yeah, not surprised there, if I'm being honest.
It's a bit weird though, because Everton won against Brentford, and they played away at Brentford Stadium. Yet Everton lose at home to Luton that played away at their stadium. I just don't quite understand how that works.
Yeah, it's mad, Everton. We thought last week, maybe they've got a bit of a resurgence, but yeah, it looks like it wasn't. Not to be. And owning Pickford has been a massive disappointment. No other way around it. Moving along to the back three, where I've had an absolute mare. Let's start off with Estupinian. Now, Estupinian, maybe in a shock result. I didn't see this one coming. But as you guys know, I did back Aston Villa to win. I actually said Aston Villa would win 2-1, I think I said. Obviously, I was wrong in the terms of the scoreline. It was 6-1 to Aston Villa. We'll come on to Ollie Watkins with that hat-trick he scored, which was mad, as you see from the thumbnail. But yeah, Estupinian, he plays 45 minutes. He was subbed at halftime, I believe. He conceded 3 goals while he was on the pitch, so -1. And he also scored an own goal to top it off for a lovely -2 for Estupinian, and doesn't get much sweeter than that. Especially for those of us that benched Estupinian. I know there's a few managers that benched Saliba, or so not Saliba, Botman. Botman. A lot of managers had Botman as a starting centre back, and then first bench was Estupinian. And I know a lot of managers had Estupinian always subbed on, which must have been even more pain. But look, -2 from Estupinian, and that's how it's gone. Not great at all. Kabore obviously wins 2-1 against Everton in that big win for Luton. And Kabore got a yellow card, unfortunately, so he only ends up with 1 point, with Burnley at home still to come on Tuesday night. So that was a bit of positive. Hopefully he can outscore Estupinian and Ruben Diaz by a bit more. Let's start off with Ruben Diaz. Again, he just gets from bad to worse, really. Ruben Diaz -1. So he played 90 minutes, conceded 2 goals, and he unfortunately scored an own goal. I haven't seen the own goal yet, but we know Man City, shock result. I don't know if many saw that coming. 2-1 win for Wolves, which is, very impressive from Wolves to beat Man City in that game. And look, credit to them. And yeah, unfortunately, I had Ruben Diaz who gets the own goal, which is very frustrating. As you can see, that's a -3 already from my defense from 2 players. And that just sums up really where this game week has gone for me so far.
Yeah, that's very unlucky. 2 own goals from 2 players in your defence. with no clean sheets.
Yeah, look, 2 own goals is just, it is what it is. I've just got to, I don't know what to really say about it. Otherwise, it's just been an absolute disaster. But look, I'm hoping it's a lot better for me in game week 8. Midfield 5. Again, there's not really too much to shout about. Mbeumo blanks after today's game against Nottingham Forest, that 1-1 draw. He played 90 minutes. Mbeumo, again, didn't watch the game. So let us know in the chat how we did. But yeah, 2 points blank. Rashford, again, yet another disappointing game from Marcus Rashford and Man United. And did I not say, guys, even though Manchester United won 3-0 in the Carabao Cup against Palace, I did say this is going to be a completely different game. Don't get me wrong, I did predict a Man United win. I thought Man United would win, but I knew they'd struggle. I think a 2-1 just. I thought it could be a draw, but look, Man United, I think it's fair to say, get rid of all your Man United players, guys. There's no fixture change. We could all say, Man United got nice fixtures coming up. They've got Brentford, they've got shit. Get rid of them, I think, personally.
Yeah, I definitely echo those thoughts. Sorry, as a Man United fan, I definitely echo those thoughts of having no Man United assets because, again, that performance against Crystal Palace showed that they are not there, Man United. They are not there at all. And I don't think it's worth having any Man United assets in your team until we see some improvement.
Look, I've actually given some faith to Rashford. I've held it on to him since game week 1, 8 game weeks in a row. He did return, to be fair, in a couple of game weeks, but it's just been very disappointing from Rashford and Man United. And I can't say I'm massively surprised, the way they're playing. They are struggling to pick up results, and losing at home to Palace it's just a low point really of Man United season. And if we're being honest, Man United could have easily lost 7 games already this season. Man United have not had a single convincing performance in the Premier League. Even the ones they've won against Wolves game week 1, where they were very lucky to win that one as well. And then they were pretty lucky against Nottingham Forest as well, coming back from 2 down. And even Burnley, we saw Burnley outplay them in that win as well. So yeah, well, we'll discuss, I guess, in greater depth about Man United. But yeah, just disappointed. Not Rashford. Moving on from Rashford, Heung-min Son. Now, obviously, for those that don't know, I am a Liverpool fan. And I'm sure I don't want to speak about it too much because obviously, if you guys aren't aware, I do have a second channel, Hus Talks Football. The link is in the description below. So if you want to get my thoughts and instant reaction to that match, Liverpool v Tottenham, do check out my channel. It's in the description below. But look, that was a farce of a game, if we're being honest. We saw what happened. And as a Liverpool fan, I'm still a bit frustrated, if I'm being honest, 24 hours later. But we've got to discuss Son. Obviously, he did score in that 2-1 win for Spurs. Son played 68 minutes, got the goal. And look, brilliant goal. I did think it's a nice goal from Tottenham to cut it back. I think Maddison cuts it back, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was Richarlison.
Yeah, sorry. Richarlison cuts it back, and then Son, good finish. But yeah, that for me, that game as a Liverpool fan, honestly, it just enraged me the way it went, the refereeing performance. And I mean, we're not going to get into it too much. But yeah, nice 7-pointer from Son. Saka, on the other hand, I did keep him into my team. And it's paid off. A lot of managers transferred Saka out because there was rumors that, he didn't travel, he had a knock, whatnot. But it looks like it wasn't true. For the first time, the rumors, I feel like, usually the rumors are accurate and it comes off. But this time, the ITKs got it wrong. Saka played 75 minutes, got a goal. He got 1 bonus point and a clean sheet point. And I think the Saka sellers are very, very unlucky. Sorry, very, very lucky, I should say. Because for those that didn't watch that game, Arsenal had 2 penalties in that game. And Saka gave his first one up to Odegaard, and the second one, I think Havertz took.
Yes.
So Saka could have easily had another goal due to the penalties. So, look, I think non-owners got away with it. And being a Saka owner, I am very, very frustrated as to why Saka keeps giving away his penalties to Odegaard. I don't understand that.
It's a bit concerning, would you say, that Saka is giving away penalties to other players on the pitch? I think for the Kai Havertz one, I think that was a bit of a confidence booster, I think, for obviously Kai Havertz, because I think he hadn't scored in, 20 games or something like that. And I think Saka just gave the ball to him just to give him that a bit of confidence back of scoring, obviously from that penalty, which he did. So I think that was a bit of a considerate thing for Saka to do that.
Yeah, hopefully moving forward, though, Saka does actually take the penalties, because I don't like him giving it to Odegaard, because one of the main reasons why I bought Saka in because of the penalties. But if Odegaard's going to be on them, then maybe Odegaard's the way to go instead of Saka. But for now, I think Saka's fine, and I'm happy I didn't sell him. Finally, to complete the midfield, Sterling, who does play tomorrow night in the Monday Night Football against Fulham away, will be eagerly awaiting that. I need something big from Sterling to save me from this massive red arrow, but again, we'll see. Up top, Alvarez, let's start off with him. Brilliant from him. Got the goal. I think it was a lovely free kick, if I'm not mistaken. And Alvarez also comes away with the 3 bonus points, actually, as well, in that loss. Picked up a yellow card, unfortunately, but look, very pleased with Alvarez getting that 8-pointer, which was nice to see. And then Haaland, who was my captain, actually blanked in that game. Played 90 minutes and didn't score. So I know we thought Haaland could have a very good day against Wolves, but it wasn't to be. And Man City did obviously succumb to that loss. But look, all in all, actually, my bench, I've got to discuss. Turner, 3 points. So he outscored Pickford yet again. So I might just play Turner from now on and just bench Pickford until our wild card. Very annoyingly, I benched Gabriel, and he went and got a 6-pointer. And looking back at it, I feel like I didn't make a good decision. I should have really started Gabriel, thinking about it again now. I mean, my thinking was, I expect Man City to get a clean sheet against Wolves. Cabore's got a double, and Estupiñán could get an attack and return in a high scoring game potentially. So that was my logic behind that. But yeah, that's why I benched Gabriel. Obviously, I guess maybe it's a good decision, bad outcome. I don't know. But yeah, 6-pointer from Gabriel on the bench. Archer, 2 points. And then Chilwell, as we know, he's injured. So he's out for a while and he won't be playing tomorrow night. And that is what my team looks like, guys. So I've got Sterling left. So 10 of 10 played. Sorry, Kabore as well. Kabore's got a double. So 2 players left and currently on 31 points, which is a massive red arrow. Now, my current rank sits at 4.9 million. I think I was like 3 million. Now it's 4.9. So again, huge red arrow. It's been a shambles of a start, really, to the season. Everything I've kind of done, I feel like is not worked so far. I think that's fair to say. I want to discuss that into, further. And, is it time to wildcard? What are my thoughts in terms of going forward with my team? But we'll come on to that in the second part of the video. But yeah, look, it's just been a shambles of a game week, shambles of a start for me. Many factors, I think. But yeah, that's my team. 31, 2 players left. Jordan.
Yeah.
We'll move on to your team in a sec. I just want to take a few comments just before that. And then we'll get your team on the screen. Tricky Trees, big rank drop, hit the wild card. Yeah, it could be that time. It could be that time, Tricky Trees.
Yeah, definitely. I think after this game week, I think it showed how many problems we have in our teams, and it's not really working for most of us, the players we have. But yeah, definitely a big rank drop. Tricky Trees, a lot of us. Captain
Morris says showing up to 3rd in our mini league. Congrats, nice. Showing. You went Morris. I did say, if Morris, you went there, guys. Well done. Backing against Haaland. Yeah, fair play. Roman Jarvis, hi lads, on 62 points this week. Captain Morris, still got him and Kabore to play. Yeah, look, anyone that went Morris captain, balls of steel. I salute you guys. You guys are very brave, and yeah, I'm glad it worked out for you guys. Bob's Lasagna as well with a comment. 31, 34 average. Brentford should have had a pen, and Mbeumo's still playing as a wing back. Yeah, look, I didn't watch the game, but that is bad news, I guess, on Mbeumo. We'll come on to Mbeumo and what to do with him in the second part of the video. But yeah, look, if they should have had a pen, actually, I think I saw that the goalie, I believe, tripped one of the players up. So yeah, look, we've seen with the refereeing decisions this game week so far, it's just not been good enough, and I'm sure it's not really going to change.
No.
What do you think of this, Jordan from Roman. Only Man United player I'm even considering is Bruno on a wild card.
Honestly, I am not in favour of having any Man United players. As much as I like Bruno, though, as a player in general, he's got good talent and quality, but he's just not in the right Man United team at the moment. They're not in the right sort of, what's the word? Not in the right frame of mind at the moment. And I don't think on the wild card I'll be bringing in a Man United player like Bruno, even though he's on penalties and set pieces. I still don't think Man United are in the right place at the moment. And I think, especially this game week, if you had Man United players, it has definitely affected your team this week. And
Yeah,
I feel like it's going to be repeated most game weeks now, because we haven't really seen a convincing win or convincing play for Man United in the Premier League.
yeah. Just to add that on the Man United chat, I did this last season with Liverpool. You know, I want to go back to, I want to take it back to last season, but Salah and Trent remind me of Man United this season. Last season, I had Salah and Trent from game week 1, and I kept telling myself, Salah and Trent, they've got good fixtures, they're going to return. It's going to, it's going to come. The points are going to come. But when I was looking Liverpool play last season, Liverpool weren't playing well. They were getting destroyed in every game or outplayed in every game. I think Man United, we need to sometimes, I know people like the fixtures and stuff, but sometimes I've just got to go on eye test and the form. If the form's not good, I'm not going to go on that player personally. And I know there's XG and expected goal involvement, but when I watch Man United play, I look at a team that's struggling. So for me, I don't agree with it at all. I think I'm getting rid of my United assets and I don't plan to keep them personally. Do we know if Son is injured after being subbed? I am not sure. NH999, unless there's any Spurs fans in the chat, do let us know. Also, guys, there is a few of you watching, so if you are enjoying the content, please do hit that like button. It's always appreciated. It helps support the channel. And also, if you can, please hit that subscribe button. We're very close to 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, share the video as well if you can. So like, subscribe, and share the video, guys. Always appreciated.
Just to touch on that comment, I don't think Son, it didn't appear to be injured when he came off. I think obviously the manager wanted to change the game up a bit because Spurs were struggling to get past Liverpool despite being 10 men down. And I think the manager was just looking to see whether he could just spice things up by bringing other players on like Højbjerg and other players that substituted off, because I think they made 2 or 3 subs at that point when Son went off.
Yeah, I think he's fine, to be fair. But look, we'll see. As a Fulham supporter, it hurts me to say that Brentford could and maybe should have had a penalty. Hit the like button, people. Look, so if Colm is saying it, then I'll like to trust him. So yeah, look, maybe unfortunate us in Burmo owners. But yeah, guys, do hit that like button if you are enjoying the content. As a Forest fan, Brentford should have had a penalty. So yeah, a lot of people are actually mentioning that.
Shouts.
So maybe us Burmo owners a bit unlucky that we didn't get the pen. I'm guessing Saka hadn't practiced any penalties in the gym this week as well, says pity penalty for Havertz, says Sherwin.
Yeah.
I've had Watkins all week until the last week. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Ow, Barnsley. That's very unfortunate. I feel for you. I do feel for you after him scoring that hat-trick as well.
Yeah. Look, we've been speaking about Watkins for a while. We've mentioned him a couple of times in our video that if you've got him, you rather hold him because the goals will come soon, because he's been a bit unlucky if you've watched Villa this season. And, there you go. There you go. Like, we saw what he did, hat-trick against Brighton. And look, if I wasn't a wild card, when we made our wildcard video, I don't know if you remember, Jordan, we made a Game Week 5 wildcard video not long ago, and even a Game Week 9 wildcard. I had Watkins in my team. So if I was the wildcard, I would have had Watkins. So that it does annoy me slightly. But look, Watkins, Game Week 10, we will be there, as Pep Guardiola would say. Hi, guys. Great to see you again.
Nice to see you, Steve.
Great to see you as well, mate. I hope you're well. Horse stealing in millions. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Look, this is the worst I've ever started off the season. But I'm hoping that there's a better days ahead in terms of FPL, because it's just been,
It's still early days. It's only game week 7 passed. Still got plenty more game weeks to go.
Yeah, that's what we got hope. And as long as we start making good decisions, as long as we make the good decisions, I guess the points will come. But it's just a bit, I don't know. I feel like anything I do this season is just not working at all. I bring Sterling in, and he goes on a terrible form. I bring in who did I bring in? I think it was Diaz. He stops getting clean sheets and whatnot. Ali Max says Saka's XG was high, expected generosity. Yeah, obviously giving up the penalties was very generous of Saka. But yeah, unfortunate for us owners because definitely should have had a few more points. Sherwin says Luis Diaz on my watch list, target Brighton. I actually think there's another Liverpool player that's on my radar, and that is Darwin. Because I know Darwin didn't start against Spurs, but news came out, just before the game that Darwin was going to start, I think. But the reason why Darwin was on the bench is because Darwin actually told Klopp that he had a slight knock and he didn't feel ready to start. So I'm assuming Darwin would have actually started yesterday if he was 100% fit. So
yeah,
and Gakpo was injured now as well.
Well, he was planning to bring on Darwin during that match, but Jota then got obviously sent off, so Klopp had to change his plans on bringing Darwin in on that game.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. Darwin was going to come on, but the other thing that wants me to target Darwin potentially is Gakpo looks like he's hurt himself quite. He looks serious. Apparently, he left the stadium in a brace. So if that's the case, if Gakpo's out long term, I only see Darwin minutes going up. So Darwin for me, and we've seen Brighton actually concede 6 goals to a physical number 9 like a Watkins. I think Darwin, that style of striker against Brighton, could cause havoc. So Darwin against Brighton for me is one to watch as a potential, just a potential player that you could bring in. Roman says it's purely based on blind loyalty being a United fan with Bruno and having Brentford and Sheffield next to the Prem. What do you reckon, Jordan, for this one?
Well, I think last season, this was me. I went purely based on blind loyalty. I think Roman as well. And didn't really pay off for me going with that, obviously, having the Man United assets from last season. But with Brentford and Sheffield United next, I can see why. I mean, as a United fan as well, I do understand that as well. So I'm hoping it does work out for you, Roman, if you do bring in Bruno on the wildcard.
I'm calling it now. I think Brentford gets something. I can't see Man United beating Brentford. Just because the way Brentford play and Buemo on that counter attack, I would not be surprised if I'm being honest. But look, it's up to you, Roman, if you think he can turn it around. Obafemi, it's difficult to have Son and Maddison. Yeah, possibly.
I think you definitely need a cheap. Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
I think you definitely need a cheap forward alongside Haaland to fund it, because if you have like an expensive-ish forward like Alvarez or Watkins or someone like that, it's hard to fit in a midfielder around that price that Son is at, as well as having expensive midfielders around him. Like, for instance, me, I have Morris up front, and I can have Son and Maddison in my team because I've obviously got Morris who's cheap forward, so he saves up money in that midfield to have both. Yeah,
the only other way really you're gonna get around is if you get rid of someone like Saka as well, or Rashford, potentially, because I could do it, take out Saka, Rashford, but it depends if you want to take Saka out. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to your team, Jordan. Obviously, talk us through how your double game week 7 has gone. Because it's a bit of a mad one as well for you in loads of scenarios.
Yeah, I suppose it wasn't much better, I suppose, this game week. But yeah, let's start off with Ederson. So yeah, well, Ruben Diaz killed off the clean sheet for Man City by scoring the own goal. And Man City shockingly lost 2-1 to Wolves in that 2-1 loss to Wolves. But yeah, Ederson conceded 2 goals, so that's a point taken off of him. Clean sheet wiped, so that leaves him with 1 point. I should have actually kept faith in Areola and played him because he did get a clean sheet against Sheffield United. So maybe there's me with blind vision to that. But yeah, no clean sheet of Ederson this week against Wolves. Moving on to the defense. So Botman, as we know, he's injured with a knee injury and he didn't play, obviously, in that win where Newcastle won 2-0 against Burnley. So I was quite annoyed at this because that's my clean sheet for Newcastle out the window because of Botman being injured. And Trippier, again, he got an assist in that game as well and got the clean sheet and a nice haul again, which was the killer from my rank. So yeah, that was quite annoying. So yeah, Botman on 0 and another headache to deal with my team because he's not going to play anytime soon because he's out for a few weeks with his knee injury. Moving on to the next defender, and we've spoken about this one, it's Estupinian scoring that own goal in that massive 6-1 loss to Aston Villa. Thankfully, he was taken off at half-time because it would have been much more worse if he got the other goals conceded in the second half of that game. But yeah, he ends up on -2 points. And yeah, it was a very shocking result from that game. I didn't see that coming at all. And I didn't see Estupinian coming off with -2 points in this game week. But there's a bit of fortune in defence. We've got Saliba, who did get the clean sheet, obviously, in that 4-0 win over Bournemouth. So there's a bit of fortune and a bit of happiness in the defence. So yeah, 1 clean sheet there for Saliba. And yeah, 6 points for him. So at least one of my defenders got a clean sheet this week. Moving on to the midfield, there is absolutely nothing really to talk about apart from Saka, but yeah, we'll go through each player. So we've got Maddison on 2 points in that 2-1 win, controversy win over Liverpool. So yeah, Maddison, he played pretty good, I think, in that game. He did help in the lead up to the goal, the first goal for Spurs, where he passed it to Richarlison and Richarlison crossed it over to Son. So I didn't think Maddison was playing terribly in that game. I thought he was pretty good. Moving on to actually the player I transferred in, which is Salah. Now this is I don't know if I've cursed this or not, but this is Salah's first blank this this season. The time I bring him in, and he obviously blanks and gets 1 point. He did get a yellow card in that game, so he ends up being with 1 point only. Now, he could have got an assist. He should have had the assist, must I say, from that. Obviously, that goal, which obviously Liverpool were mistakenly removed of, due to it being due to it being human error. It was onside, but it was obviously too late to obviously recall that. And yeah, Salah was robbed of an assist, so he could have potentially had another return in that game, but unfortunately, due to human error, it wasn't to be. Moving on to Saka now. Yeah, we've spoken about Saka. He could have had a hat trick like Ollie Watkins and potentially be on a massive double haul, but he does end up with 9 points still from scoring, obviously, the goal in that game against Bournemouth, where Arsenal won 4-0. He did get the clean sheet point as well, and he also got a bonus 1 on top of that. So a bit of fortune in the midfield. My only return in the midfield from Saka, but at least there was some fortune to get out of this game week. Moving on to Foden, he got a blank as well in that 2-1 loss over Wolves. He had a lot of chances created for him in terms of shooting opportunities, but they were denied. Obviously, in that Wolves game, they were pretty good in defence, Wolves, and held off Man City pretty well, if I must say. But yeah, it wasn't to be for Foden this week. But hopefully next week is a bit more luck for him. And obviously, we've big talking point in Mbeumo. A lot of you have said that he should have had a penalty in that game. I didn't actually watch the game, but if I did, then I'm glad that I didn't see it. If he was owed a penalty in that game, in that 1-1 draw against Nottingham Forest, and yeah, him playing as a wing back again, that's really weird now. 3 games now, Mbeumo's playing as a wing back. Surely the manager sees that this isn't the right place for Mbeumo to be in, as it is affecting, well, it seems to be affecting Brentford's results in the last 3. So whether he changes that or not, we'll be wait and see. But Mbeumo could be in a case of, do we take him out or not now after 3 games being in that wing back position? But yeah, he only ends up with 2 points in that game. Unfortunately, not getting the results. But moving up front, we've got Morris, who does get an 8-pointer in that 2-1 win over Everton. So it's a massive win for Luton. It's their first win this season and an important 3 points for them. And yeah, Morris gets the goal. He gets bonus 2 points as well, which ends up being a total of 8 points. And he still has Burnley at home to play. Obviously, I think that's on
Tuesday,
yeah. So Tuesday night football, Morris plays against Burnley at home. I'm hoping with some fortune he does score again, just to help out the rank a bit, because literally he's a bad red arrow this week. And I do need some fortune somewhere, and hopefully that comes from Morris on Tuesday. And then finally move on to the captain of this game week, which is Haaland. And yeah, he comes off with a blank against Wolves in that 2-1 loss. So yeah, a lot of you guys did back against Haaland, which was the right thing to do. I wasn't brave enough to do that. So that's on me. But yeah, he gets the 4 points. And yeah, nothing much real to say about Haaland this week. But yeah, hopefully he can get back on the goal sheet next game. And pretty much on the bench, we spoke about Ariola briefly, but yeah, he got a 6-pointer for that clean sheet against Sheffield United in that 2-0 win for West Ham. Udogie, he actually gets subbed on for Botman, who didn't play, so he gets me 1 point. He did get a yellow card in that game from a very weird foul that Jota made on him. I can't really fathom how that was a foul, even if it was, but it shouldn't deserve a yellow card, obviously on Jota's behalf. But he only gets 1 point. The clean sheet was wiped for Spurs in that game. Obama didn't start, so he's on 0, and Hill's on loan, so he's on 0. And yeah, it's probably my worst game week so far this season. A massive red arrow. I was hovering just below 10k. I think I was on like 16k rank. I'm now at 137k rank. So I'm shocked at how bad that rank drop was and how the game week is. Considering the average was not that high, my safety score around my rank was 60. So a lot of people did really well. And yeah, I'm quite shocked by that. But yeah, 34 points for me this game week. It's not over yet. Obviously, I've got Morris to play still. But apart from that, that is how Double Gameweek 7 has gone for me.
yeah. So it is a red arrow for both of us, and yeah, maybe we are a bit surprised with the rank drops, because my one, I knew I was going to get. I wasn't confident going into this week, if I'm being 100% honest. There was a lot of doubt in terms of the flags. We didn't think Saliba or Saka would start. Botman as well was flagged. I know in your sense, we saw, Morris scores, which was good, but then Haaland blanking as well. It was a bit of a strange game week, but yeah, I am surprised the average is so high. I think it's because who did people have, that returned? Would you say the popular players that we don't have? I think it's Trippier's the one, isn't it? Big killer, Trippier, not owning him.
Yeah, Trippier was my killer in my rank. Literally, him getting that assist and clean sheet and the bonus points literally has ruined my rank. And I don't know how I'm going to fit in Trippier because I don't have the money to now that I brought in Salah.
Yeah, look, Trippier's the one, I think, so highly owned that both of us don't have him. I think the other player, obviously, that's affected the rank. I'm trying to think who else scored. I mean, Odegaard's not very highly owned, but he scored. Ben White, I know Arsenal. If you've got Arsenal defense, Ben White got like a 14-pointer.
Yeah, Bowen. A lot of people were viewing. Obviously, Ollie Watkins getting a hat trick. But a lot of people held on to him as well.
Yeah, of course, Watkins is the obvious one, I guess. But I don't think his ownership is that high, is it, Watkins? Because most of us don't own Watkins, I like to think. What's his ownership at?
I'll just quickly check. I don't remember it being that high because a lot of you did lost patience with Watkins, but his ownership is only 21%.
That's still not bad, but fairly high. But yeah, we'll speak about Watkins, I think, in depth in the second part of the video. But yeah, that is it, guys. That is how our game week 7 has gone so far, double game week 7. But yeah, I think we're gonna move on to the second part of the video, which I think I want to speak about a bit more, because game week 7 has just been pretty crap. Let's be honest. But look, let us know how you guys did in the chat. Let us know your scores. And yeah, hit that like button, guys, and hit that subscribe button as well if you're enjoying the content. Alejandro, mate, Ariola should have been in your first 11. It was an easy pick. Obviously in your team.
Yeah, I totally agree, Alejandro. He definitely was an easy pick to go for. That's my blind side going for Ederson, thinking Man City will keep a clean sheet against Wolves. But yeah, especially when Sheffield United have been struggling so far this season, yeah, it does look like it was an easy pick to go for.
Ben Murphy, is selling Haaland viable? Bring back game week 16. Hold that thought. We were going to come on to that. And yeah, let's actually pull up our teams for game week 8. Sorry. So I'm going to load my team up. If we can sort out the banner.
Yep, bear with me.
There you go. Can you guys see that properly? Hold on, let me just zoom in a bit more. How's that now?
A bit more up.
Hopefully that's a bit better. But yeah, let me read out my team. I'm not going to show you the bench because just the way the sizing is. How's that, Jordan?
Yeah, that's good to start. 11 is clear and it's central.
Okie dokie. So currently lining up for game week 8, I've got Pickford against Bournemouth at home. I've got a little decision to make. Do I play Pickford or do I play Turner? I think I might actually play Turner because I've had enough of Pickford. But look, we'll come on to that later, I guess. So yeah, Pickford probably going to start for me. Back three, I've got Diaz, Kabore, and Estupiñán. Now, I'm not going to play Kabore. So I've got, actually, then do I want to play Gabriel against City? Probably not.
Yeah, because you got Ruben Diaz there as well.
Yeah, let's put him in for now anyway. Let's play Gabriel. Okay, Gabriel's in there. And also got Estupiñán, who's Liverpool, which I don't expect a clean sheet for Estupiñán. So the defense isn't looking good straight off the bat. Midfield 5, I've got Son, who has Luton away, which again, good fixture for Tottenham, and I'd back Tottenham to win that one quite comfortably. And Buemo's got Man United, Saka's got Man City, Sterling has Burnley, Rashford has Brentford at home, and then up top, I've got the double Man City attack with Alvarez and Haaland, who both have Arsenal. It's going to be an interesting game week, actually, I think. And one thing I do actually have, I have 2 free transfers, which I'm very happy about, if I'm being honest. And there's a few ways I can go with this team. And I feel like straight away I need to bring in Trippier. Maybe for Chilwell, bring Trippier in. I can't really afford it, so I'll have to downgrade somewhere else. And maybe the player I'm looking to take out is maybe a Rashford or a Sterling, depending on how Sterling does. Maybe I take out Sterling, but I'm not against taking Rashford out for someone like having double Spurs against Luton. I could do that for free, Trippier and Maddison in, and I think those are decent moves. And that leaves me with 0.4 as well in the bank.
Are you still going to bring Salah along the lines? Because I think you said your previous plans were to roll the transfer, then potentially bring in Salah.
Yeah. So the other plan is, if I don't want to do Maddison in, if I just reset, what I could do is take out Rashford. I don't know if I can afford this, actually. Put in Salah, right? Take out another player, which is Saka. And the plan was Gordon. Those that don't know, I wanted to bring Gordon in, but Gordon just went and got a yellow card and will miss game week 8 against West Ham. So that's kind of ruined my plan. So I can't go to Gordon. The only other player I wanted is Diaby, but again, I can't afford it. And he's also flagged now. So both of the players I'm looking at, Gordon and Diaby, it's kind of messed up my plan. So I don't know what to do. What 5.5 million midfielder can I afford? There's not really anyone I want in that price bracket. I could go to Hwang, coming off at 8.9, but again, it doesn't fill me with much excitement. There's not anyone else I'd really want. I was looking at Gordon or Diaby. But I also want Trippier. So having Salah, Trippier, Alvarez, Haaland, Son as well. I'm forgetting I've got Son in my team. It's very hard to do all those moves. So where would you go, Jordan? I've got 2 free transfers and 0.7 in the bank. What are you doing with
Yeah.
this team currently?
I
Where are
would
the issues?
I think the issues lay with obviously Man United and Chelsea, because I think the rest of the team is fine. Obviously, you've got 2 Chelsea and 1 being injured. So I think the priority, I'd say, is probably getting rid of Rashford, obviously taking him out, and then bringing in. I think you can hold off for Salah, I think, for now, because obviously his fixtures are still. He's got Brighton next, but I don't know about how that will go. But you could bring in, I don't know, Maddison for Rashford. He does have Luton this game week coming up, so you could go double Spurs for game week 8. And I don't know if that's enough to bring in obviously Trippier for Chilwell as well for those 2 transfers, because I think Trippier as well is a necessary one.
Well, going without Salah, you reckon? With Salah's got Brighton coming up. Brighton have just conceded 6 to Aston Villa, obviously, and I just have a feeling Liverpool are going to bounce back strong.
Yeah, there's always that possibility of that happening, but it depends on what you reckon is much of a worse player to go without, Trippier or Salah, because obviously Salah got 1 point from that.
Yeah,
obviously that game. It was a bit of controversy.
And Salah should have had an assist, if we're being honest.
Yeah, he shouldn't have really had a blank, really, in that game. He should have got an assist. So technically, he would have had another return and not a blank. At the same time, Trippier still outscored Salah, even if he did get the assist. Trippier still outscored him. And I think you need at least 1 Newcastle defender going forward with, because when I had Botman, I lost that clean sheet. Made my rank even more worse, not having a clean sheet from Newcastle. I think they do have West Ham next. So whether that's a clean sheet or not, it's going to be tough. But I still would like a Newcastle defender to go with, I think, in that defence.
What if I bring a share in? Obviously, he's not going to cover Trippier in terms of assists and bonus points, but I can get clean sheet points from Fabian Schär. 5.1 million, a bit cheaper than the likes of Trippier. That allows me to maybe do. I mean, he still can't get. I can't get to Salah, really. If I really want Salah, it's just very tough to bring him in. I think Maddison could be the play, guys, and having double Tottenham midfield.
Yeah, I do like the idea of double Tottenham midfield. It seems to be working really well. Son scoring the goals, Maddison's assisting or providing the goals as well. So they're like top 2 key players, I think, for Spurs at the moment, especially with Luton next.
Yeah, I think with Luton next, Maddison and Son could be a nice little duo against them, because we've seen Luton. I know that they won against Everton, but they are seemingly the team to target. Spurs are playing well, as we've said. Trippier, you want him in your team sooner than later, and he's a bit of a rank killer as well. So I think I want Trippier in the squad, and right now I think that is what I'm going to look at. 2 free transfers, Trippier and Maddison in as the moves. And that leaves me with 0.4. Any other move I could do for a -4, I've not ruled it out completely. So Gabriel or Ruben Diaz could easily go, if I'm being honest. I don't really want Gabriel long term.
I quite like the look of Matty Cash because of his long-term nice fixtures. Aston Villa have as well. So he could be an ultimate swap for either Gabriel or Ruben Diaz. I think
for
he's
-4.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad shout because, again, you would hold Matty Cash for a long time for the fixtures he has. And after that convincing win against Brighton, even though they didn't get a clean sheet, obviously in that game, Matty Cash does provide some attacking threat, like he got an assist in that game.
Yeah, I think as of now, I think I'll just hold it and do the free moves, and then maybe bring Matty Cash in as my next move in game week 9. But it looks like I can't get to Mo Salah. I don't know how I'd get to him. I probably have to get rid of Saka, which I'm not against doing, by the way, guys, because as I said, with Saka, Man City next, Chelsea after that, and then I'm probably going to wildcard in game week 10. So I'm not against moving Saka. Because I as of now, it looks like wildcard 10 is what I'm thinking of right now. So I'm not too fast going without Saka for 2 game weeks. If it means I can get Salah in. But again, Salah, looking at his fixtures, Salah does have, I believe, Everton in game week 9, and then that Everton fixture, the way Everton are playing, that could be toast for Everton. So
yeah,
I do want Salah really for that game week 9, and the only way I'm going to get him in, I feel like, is getting rid of Saka. And it means I'll have to downgrade Sterling or whoever. I don't know how I'm going to do it, literally.
You may have to take out Alvarez as well to fund it.
It's just too many hits. It's just too many hits.
Yeah, and it'll have to be a process you do game week after game week.
You know what? I might have to go without Trippier if I want Salah as well, I think. So the other way, let's bring in Shaw to cover Newcastle clean sheets. Salah's there, and maybe I downgrade Saka to a cheap midfielder. Which, again, Gordon was the one I'm looking at. Maybe Gordon in the week after. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna think about it. Obviously, it's very early. It's very early what I want to do to my team, but that is what I'm thinking. Salah is my priority. Trippier as well, ideally, but yeah, there's a few issues on my team now. I'm not completely ruling out a wildcard, but I think wildcard 10 makes more sense for my team. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What would you do if you had my team as well, guys? Help me out here. And also hit that like button as well. Jordan, same for your team. If you can bring up your team, and we'll also talk about what you're thinking early in terms of moves you're looking at making, looking at game week 8 in mind.
Yeah, so this is how game week obviously 8 team looks like for me. So Edison in goals at Arsenal away, not a great fixture. Udogi's got Luton away in defence. Estupinian's got Liverpool at home, and Saliba's got Man City at home. In the midfield, we've got Maddison, who's got Luton away. Salah's got Brighton away. Saka's got Man City at home. Foden's got Arsenal away, and Mbeumo, who has Man United away. And up front, we've got Morris, who has Tottenham at home, and Harden, who has Arsenal away. And on the bench, we've got Areola, who has Newcastle at home. Botman, he's currently flagged and probably won't play against West Ham away. And Obama, he's got Newcastle at home, and he won't play against Everton away. So in terms of bench options, I've got 0 players, which is very worrying, especially when I have to play Morris, who's got Tottenham at home. That doesn't fill with much confidence. And there's a lot of clashes in my team. So we've got Spurs against, obviously, Luton. Udogi, Maddison, Morris clash. You've got Saka, Saliba, Edison, Foden, and Haaland, who both all clash together. And you've got Salah and Estupinian, who also clash. So Mbeumo is the only player in my team that doesn't clash with any other player in my starting 11. So going forward with this game week, I don't know what this game week's going to give me, if I'm honest. It's going to be a mixture of, I'll say, good and bad. I'm hoping there's more good over it than bad. And I got 1 free transfer, but that doesn't fill me with confidence, this team.
What's the money in the bank for your team right now if we go on the transfers page?
The money for my team right now, I've got 0.5.
0.5
at the moment. Yeah.
What are you looking at then for your move? Early thoughts?
I don't think one transfer is really going to cut it for this team.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm honest, if I'm going to get a high scoring game week out of this team, I don't see it happening. But in terms of transfers, I've solved the problem of Chelsea assets. I really want Trippier in my team.
Can you get to Trippier though with any who do you have to take out? Maybe Estupinian.
Not with 1 free transfer, no. Because Trippier is 6.6 million. I don't have enough money even to take out Estupinian, and it still won't be enough.
What if you did something like Foden or Saka out to afford a Trippier or another Newcastle defender?
I mean,
maybe a Saka because he's more expensive.
I mean, yeah, I could take out Saka. I don't know if I would want to, especially after that. He could have potentially had a hat-trick, so that would be very daunting. But, I mean, yeah, I could take him out for maybe... Actually, I want to try and see if I can do it with
I'm
Bowen.
finding hard to hear you. You keep freezing. We can't hear you. You're frozen.
Oh,
But it's coming in and out. Yeah, you've been a bit.
is it fine now?
Yeah, it's fine
Or...
now. It's just for a sec. Yeah, it went.
Oh, okay. As long as I'm back now.
Yeah, you're back now. You're fine. You're fine.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I was thinking I could do it with Bowen, potentially, and then take out Estupiñán or even Saliba. I'm going to try Saliba, actually. Yeah, I can do it with that move. I could take out Saka, replace him with Bowen, and bring Trippier in for -4. But I don't really want to take a -4 just to bring Trippier in for this week because there's so many clashes in the team. I don't really see it being a high-scoring game week for my starting 11. So I do need to think about what I do for this week, whether it's just better off with rolling the transfer for next week and then bringing in Trippier in then.
Yeah, but you keep going in and out. You might want to come out of the stream and then come back in. Yeah, you can't hear you properly. I think it's a connection.
Yeah, I'll just have to refresh, guys. So
yeah, back out and come back in. We'll let Jordan sort that out, guys. But I'm gonna take a few of your comments while he's gone. I'm sure he'll join us in a sec. But yeah, it is a bit of a mad game week 8 to navigate because straight off the bat, there's a lot of bad fixtures for our players. Ward Prowse has to be budget choice. Yeah, it could be. Not a bad shout. Eze looked decent as well, says Elika. Yeah, Eze played well against Man United, I thought. You back?
I'm back. How is it now?
Yeah, I could hear you fine. Yeah, I don't know. Your internet was just bugging a bit. You there?
Yeah.
Nah, I can't hear you still. It's still bugging.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I can do with that because it's out of my control.
Yeah, I think we'll see how it goes. But I just read a few comments out just before we probably will wrap the stream up soon anyway. But yeah, Fruit Plug says, personally, I would probably wildcard if I had Huss's team. That's an interesting comment actually from Fruit Plug. I mean, I've not ruled it out completely. Don't get me wrong, but because I have 2 free transfers, it makes me not want to wildcard because then I've just kind of wasted last week when I should have made a transfer maybe. So maybe I feel like it'd be a waste of the 2 free transfers if I do wildcard.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, unless it's me.
They
say it sounds fine. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, sometimes I do see when the Wi-Fi symbol pops up, but it's not popping up for me on my end.
I can't hear you at all. Can you guys let us know in the chat? You just sound like a robot there.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's me, I don't know.
It seems fine my end. I'm smooth in terms of my camera and voice.
Yeah, you're smooth now, but it keeps going in and out. But yeah, maybe I don't know if it sounds fine. Fair enough.
Okay.
Where was I though?
About wildcard in without you for 2 free transfers.
Yeah, so I'm not ruled out the wildcard. And it's something I got to consider. But as I said, I've got 2 free transfers. It will feel like a waste if I just wildcard now when I've got those 2. So, and also I am actually not against taking a -4. So -4 certainly is on the cards for me, guys. Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
If I need it, then I'll use it at -4.
I'm tempted to take another wildcard.
Sorry.
I'm tempted to take a wildcard going forward. It has been on my mind after seeing obviously this game week how it's gone, and obviously what game week 8 shows in the starting 11.
Yeah, so I'm be honest, I can't hear you. You're proper like a robot. Like it's like a robot. How do I sound?
You sound
I didn't hear I didn't hear anything that you said just now.
Oh, you sound fine.
I can't hear you.
That's fine.
Everyone's saying in the chat you sound fine though, so I'm a bit confused if it's me.
Yeah, my end is fine. I don't have any.
Let me back out. Let me back out.
Yeah, just bear with us, guys. Huss just sorting out his end, if it is his end. It's a bit of a technical difficulty that we can't really figure out what it is or what's going on in terms of our audio. But yeah, I'll just bring my team back up in the meantime, so you guys have something to look at until Huss does return. So yeah, if we just go to this tab, yeah, this is my transfer page. I've got one free transfer with 0.5, obviously in the bank. So yeah, I'm not sure what to do. Come game week 8, it is a bit of a mixed bag of what I'm going to get from game week 8, just because of obviously the fixtures. They are clashing with each other, and that does pose a worry. Welcome
I'm back.
Russ.
You know what? I think it's me.
Oh, really?
I think it's me. Yeah, because when I went off the stream, my internet was just being weird. So I think it was me. I don't know if you guys could have heard me properly. I don't know. Were you hearing me fine though before I went?
Yeah, I was hearing you fine. You were clear completely. There was no cutting out or robotic sounds.
Yeah, on my end it was proper bad. But I've sorted it.
Okay.
I'll just use my phone for now. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. Just some technical difficulties. You don't get that on Sky Sports, but yeah. What's the deal anyway? What were we saying? About the wild card we were saying, innit?
Yeah, wildcard talk. Is it on the table now after another terrible week?
Is it on the table for you? That's what I'm asking you.
Oh, yeah, it could potentially be on the table for me. I mean, just looking at the team, there's so many clashes this week. I can't really afford to have another bad game week, because the one I just had now completely destroyed my rank. It looks horrible.
Obviously, the question I have just very quickly on the wildcard chat: Have you got a game week in mind when you're going to wildcard? Because you've got to use it before game week 19. So if you need it, then you need it, I guess. So
yeah.
Have you thought about when you want to do it? When you've seen a swing in fixtures? Because obviously game week 10, game week 9, we've spoke about. Game week 9 is what we actually spoke about a while ago. You know, this is weeks ago. So is it something that you think is viable for you, or do you think you want to use it maybe in game weeks later, like a 14 game week or 15, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I'm going to potentially use it sooner rather than later, and game week 9 could be the one where I could use it in, maybe even game week 8. Maybe I can't even afford to wait till game week 9 and potentially use it in game week 8, just because of how it looks now. The team in game week 8, it doesn't look great on paper due to the fixture clashes. So potentially, maybe I could wildcard in game week 8, get the fixture swings for players, obviously, until later down the line. Think of the long-term plan of who to bring in, who to take out, and yeah, hopefully that does improve long-term the plan going forward.
Yeah, look, Roman Jarvis says he usually uses it game week 7 to game week 10, and we are in that period now. And we've got a kind of, maybe if we, like I said, it is team dependent, so it all depends on, it will be individual basis. Like some teams will need it, I think. Then you've got a couple. I think the main worry with you is you don't have a playing bench. Like you've got players like Hill, Botman's out, but Mubama, you're not going to get minutes off these guys as well.
Yeah, that's the next thing I was going to say. Actually, I have no bench, so I'm pretty screwed. If a player gets injured, I've got no bench to cover that player. Like Saka, he did waddle off the pitch, which didn't look so serious. But let's say he's out for game week 8, then I've got no one to replace him with.
How's your team lining up though? Like if it just want to see who would you play if on game week 8? I'm just trying to see what your team would look like.
yeah, I'll just switch back to the other screen and obviously zoom in.
I mean, for me, can you do something like Foden to Son? Or
No, I can't do Foden
you
to
can't
Son.
get Son in one move, can you?
I can if I take out Salah, but I've just brought him
Yeah, without Salah, you can't, can you?
in. No, there's no viable move to do it in one free transfer to take out one for another.
Yeah, I think a -4 might have to be on the cards for you.
Yeah, I am thinking more wildcard now because
Yeah.
there's players I want to bring in, like Trippier, for example. I need a playing bench.
What players do you want that you don't have?
Well, Trippier is one. I definitely want an Aston Villa player. That's another one. Either a defender or both. Even Watkins could be a potential option to go for long term. He has nice fixtures and covered off a hat trick as well. Other players potentially I'm thinking of bringing in is Newcastle, obviously Trippier, but I also want another Newcastle player as well. And so yeah, that's sort of players I'm thinking of targeting.
Could you not just leave your midfield as it is? Estupinian and Saliba out for Fabian Schär and Cash. 2 defender transfers and take a -4. Something like that. I'm sure you can afford that.
Yeah, I'm just checking if I can afford that. I can afford that. Leaves me 0.9 in the bank for those moves, but I don't know if it's enough. If I'm honest, to not have Trippier in team, because last season we had a lot of us had no Trippier, but still a defensive Newcastle defender. But
yeah,
still wasn't enough to really. Yeah, it wasn't enough. Trippier still literally killed the rank because his assists and bonus points literally just pretty much overrule any other Newcastle player.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for you to get Trippier for sure. Even with a -4, I think it's still hard for you to bring him in.
Yes, the more I think about it now, the more I'm thinking, yeah, wildcard might be on the table for me, Game K.
Because that was the thing with Morris. Yeah, Morris done brilliant for you. Obviously, still to see what he does in that second game, but you've kind of dead-ended yourself into having Morris. So now you don't want Morris longer term. And that's exactly why I didn't want Morris, because I knew straight after the double, I would not want him and I wouldn't know what to do with him, basically.
Yeah. I mean, it would be fine because I would have mind playing with 4 defenders at the back because of Botman being injured now has changed my plans on that, obviously, because now I'm forced to play Morris. Now with Botman out injured for a few weeks now. That in that sense, it has ruined my plans going forward.
Could you get to Trippier with a -4 though? We've discussed you can if you bring Bowen in, can't you?
Yeah, if I take out Saka for Bowen and then obviously take out either Saliba or Estupinian out, then yeah, I can bring Trippier in for -4.
Because you probably don't want to be starting Saliba anyway, who's got Man City. No. Estupinian's not going to get a clean sheet against Liverpool, so those two definitely could go.
But
I do
again.
Go on.
Again, it's just the clashes this game week. There's just too many. They've got Salah against Estupinian, you've got Udogie against Morris, Maddison against Morris, you've got Foden against obviously Saliba and Haaland against Saliba and Edison as well. And I don't want to play Areola against Newcastle because I don't see a clean sheet there for West Ham.
I mean, you've got a week. We all have a week to decide what we're going to do, but it does seem like a bit of a pickle. But let us know, guys, what you planned for in terms of the wild card. Should you wild card? Should you save it? Should we take -4s, -8s? You know, what you guys doing? Let us know. Steve says -4s don't seem right to me on defenders. I agree. In general, the principle taking -4 for defender doesn't make sense. However, if it's for Trippier, I am not against it. I'll be honest. If you can take a -4 to Trippier, I would do it personally. But Trippier's outscoring midfielders, strikers. So he's the only one I think is worth it for -4. Players like, Fabian Schär and Burn, probably not. But Trippier, I would do the -4 still if I really wanted him.
Yeah. I think Trippier is, no doubt about it, is probably the best Newcastle defender to go for. I mean, everyone's going to bring Trippier in. He's already over 30%. That's expected to go up every week. He gets a return. Newcastle get a clean sheet or an attacking return for Trippier, like we saw with Estupinian, where his ownership is obviously high. So it's going to be the same for Trippier, I think, in the upcoming weeks. It's just going to be him transferred in and affecting a lot of our ranks where we don't have Trippier.
Do you see a clean sheet though for Newcastle with West Ham next, who have been decent? Because I'm not sure if I see a clean sheet.
No, I don't see a clean sheet there for Trippier, but it's like the same for Estupinian. You don't see a clean sheet for him, but sometimes he can deliver an attacking return, and I think that's what the killer blow is when a defender like that, who's highly owned around your rank, gets something from a game.
Yeah, Looney 22 -4 Trippier ahead of a wild card might not be great. Yeah, could be fair. Yeah. It's a fair shout. It's not really a wrong answer because it all depends on our teams and what players we prioritize. Because I really want Salah. Some people really want Trippier. You know, some people want both. Some want Watkins. So maybe look, it could be the way for the wild card. Took a hit last week, not taking another one before wild carding. Yeah, I hear that as well. Is it worth a -8 instead due to some injuries? As I don't want to wildcard now. I wouldn't. I think play the wildcard because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to play the wildcard anyway before game week 19. When are you gonna play it then? Kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it. You gotta use it at some point. You can't really hold on to it. And if you hold on to it for too long, then you might end up not having effectively a decent wildcard to go for. You might have missed that window of opportunity where you could have done it at the right time earlier on, where your team needed it the most, instead of later on down the line where your team may not necessarily need it in terms of changing.
Yeah, I think if you need it, I mean, only you will know really. But I think game week 10, I was looking at game week 10. But the way it's gone, it could go early. But yeah, we're going to discuss that all on Tuesday for the transfer tips video. We'll be back again on Thursday as well, as always. We are going to wrap it up now, just over an hour on this stream already. I want to say a big thank you to everyone involved in the chat. It's been a great stream. Thank you guys for watching. And yeah, big thank you to everyone. It's been a mad game week, not a great one for us, should we say. But yeah, we're back again next week. So hit that subscribe button if you're new around here, if you're watching for the first time. Also, if you haven't already, guys, all we ask for, please hit that like button. It really helps support the channel, guys. So hit the like, hit that subscribe button. We're back on Tuesday. We're churning out the content for you guys. If you enjoyed it, just hit that like button. And just to mention as well, my channel, I do have another football channel. If you want to check out my reaction to Liverpool v Tottenham, I've just dropped a video last night on that game. Link in the description. Do check my channel out as well. And I think that's it from me. Anything you want to add, Jordan, before we wrap it up?
Yeah, just enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Obviously, this game week hasn't gone the way we wanted it to, but because it's the worst game week, the next one should be much better for us. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, obviously, what we do. Yeah,
it can't get any worse, I was going to say.
Yeah, you can't get any worse. It has to get better. So yeah, hopefully. Until then, guys, obviously Tuesday when we talk about the transfer tip video. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you Tuesday.